Okay. And then let's switch back, or let's get a view that we can actually see today's schedule, and let's go into talking about the scheduler now. So you'll see that one of the options for a widget is today's schedule. And right now you'll see that this user doesn't have anyone scheduled to come see them today. So let's go ahead and access the schedule. You just click on the icon to the left. And we're just going to just go ahead and actually, this is a good example. Today, you can see we had a client set up there for yesterday, but we're going to just drag that right over to today, that actual appointment, and put it right there. And we'll just go right quickly back to our desktop so that you can see that that schedule, that person is now, I now see that I have Bart Simpson coming in for case management at 11 o'clock today. Remember, if I have a desk, my desk is arranged in such a way that I don't want anyone to see Bart's name, all I have to do is hit the I over there and it hides it. So I can see that I have an indicator that this client has arrived. It's green. And I can say, oh, I know that I'm ready to go ahead and see Bart. I have an option there that I can go and select the form in his chart that I know that I want to fill out right now. I'm going to do a therapy note for Bart. I can click on that. It will take me directly to Bart's chart and into that note that I selected in that drop down. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the scheduler and we're going to create another appointment for the future for a client. So we can, all you need to do is go up to the plus sign and drag it wherever you want so that you can create an appointment. An appointment box opens up and it enters the date that you had dragged that appointment to and to the time. And right now it's set up in 15-minute increments, but you as a user have the ability to change that if you want to. Let's just say you do typically 30-minute appointments, and you can change that in the settings. You'll notice up at the very top that you can see that who scheduled the appointment. And in this case, Rhonda's logged it as test user 1, so she's creating the appointment for herself and the date that it was added. She can select the type of appointment. In this case, she's going to select individual therapy. And she can determine if she wants to have a one-time appointment or recurring daily, weekly, or monthly. In this case, she's going to do a one-time appointment. And that what we're missing in this case right now is we don't have a client associated with it. So you'll scroll down and you will add the client. So we'll search for Simpson and all the Simpsons come up, and we're going to add Bart and hit save. And as soon as you hit save, you're going to see a lot of information that populates over to the right. Any notification that also shows up in that client's chart is going to show up here, which is great for staff. Just as another reminder that, we may need to get this client in sooner, or we need to take some action when they do get here. So this is really helpful. It's also going to show you whatever copay is set up in client guarantors for this particular guarantor, and whatever balance that the client owes. And you'll also see displayed down below that is the appointment history for the client. And what GoHealth will do is whenever a user adds an appointment, by default, it's going to add that user as the person providing the service. But let's just say it's a front desk person and they're setting up an appointment for someone else. So all you would need to do in this case is remove the staff that is showing here. In this case, Rhonda is the staff that's on there, but let's just say she wants to put another person there. So she would just simply search, remove it, and then she would search for that staff and it would show up. And now she's added another staff to that appointment, and that appointment would show up on that person's schedule. In this case, let's go ahead and remove that and put user 1 back, the user that Rhonda's logged in as right now. And we're going to hit save and close. And you'll see that that appointment shows up on her dashboard. Now at this point, if she wanted to extend that to a 30-minute appointment, she would just simply need to click and drag. You'll see that when she hovers over the appointment, that at a glance you can see just some pertinent information, and that is right there. Let's say that you have a front desk that's wanting to do some appointment reminders. All that they would need to do is, once they've made a phone call to that person, they would simply come in and write a comment in this comment field and just say appointment confirmed, or whatever note that you guys use for an agency, and then just hit save and close again. Now you'll notice that when she hovers over that comment that she put in there it shows up in that hover view. You can also search for another staff member's schedule. And so in this case, she can pull up, I think I'm in here, so she can pull up my schedule, and she can see side by side these two schedules. Let's say you've got a case manager and a therapist, and you're trying to get them in sync with each other. This is a really nice way that you can view multiple staff members' schedules. If this is a view that you always want, all you need to do is hit the Save Settings button over on the left, and the next time that you log in or access the schedule, you're going to see these two staff members side by side. If you have multiple staff, maybe you're looking at 7 or 8 different people, you could save that, but you may want to change your view to view that in the timeline view. That's going to put everyone horizontally on your page, and it makes it a little bit easier to manage multiple staff is when you look at it in this view. You'll see that we have the up there by the plus sign when you add a client. You also have these settings. And this is where I was talking about how you can change the different increments. So these are really customizable. If you want to see Saturday and Sunday, you can. This is just kind of settings that you can go in there and play around with. This is based on each individual user. And so the next icon that's up there is basically, we talked about the list view. Oh, this is the search. Okay, let's just say that you need to see a history search on a client of when was the last time that they were in. So this is very quickly, same information we saw to the right of the appointment that we created. This is something that you can just say, when was the last time so-and-so was in? Why did they come in? And the status. So we're going to talk a little bit about the status of the appointment now. So so let's switch our view back to just the week. And Bart has arrived, or let's say Bart has called and he is not going to show up today. So to change that status, you scroll down and you can see there's a status button right here. You just click on that, and a staff member can then very quickly come in and update it with client canceled the appointment and hit save. And you can see that then back on, once we save and close this, that has changed to a color, different color. And in your guide that you're going to be getting, it tells you what all these different colors represent. But you'll notice back on the dashboard that the status of the client also is reflected here. So Rhonda's going to refresh that. I think it's the other Bart. I think you had done one for.
Actually, I think that day was on tomorrow's schedule.
Yeah, so we can drag it over to today.
Yeah.
So now she's going to have 2 different ones, and you can see that the status of them. And so in this case, we may want to put a missed appointment note, and she can very quickly go to her link and put a note, or any kind of just a note that she may want to add for that client as to why they missed their appointment.